All right, today I'm going to break down how Kobe Bryant transitioned from a Hall of Fame on court career to pretty much immediate success off the court as a content creator. Let's dive into it. So today I'm going to talk about Kobe Bryant, not the basketball player, but the off the court creator. Now, I don't think I'll really stand any opposition when I say that Kobe is the GOAT. And obviously not talking about the basketball player there because he has no chance as a GOAT on the court. But off the court, he achieved more in 2.5 years than most of us would in a lifetime. I mean, he built a creative studio. He used that creative studio to win an Oscar, and then more on the marketing side of things, he earned $800 million off of a single investment in Body Armor, and his family actually just got that money recently because of a single investment he made as a investor, and really because of his marketing abilities. And so I want to go through kind of some of I went through and listened back to some of the interviews that Kobe did on whether it be content creation or marketing or just the craft of storytelling, and pulled out some things that I think would be helpful for all of us to hear from someone like him about the art of storytelling and marketing. So first of all, the number one thing Kobe did that made him a great storyteller was he studied the greats. Just like he poured over Michael and Magic film when he was a player, Kobe studied the great storytellers in history. Teammates would ask him sometimes what he was doing by himself when they were on road trips, and he would say, "I'm reading Joseph Campbell. I'm reading Paulo Coelho." He claims that he was preparing for his second act as a storyteller, as a content creator, for the last 15 years of his career. So this is something he was committed to, and that he, with Kobe, it's like no one ever questioned his work ethic, and I think that applied to content creation as well. Similarly, the number two thing he did was practice. Right after his 60-point career finale, Kobe told reporters he needed to go write. He was like, "I love being with y'all, but I wish I was in a room all by myself. I'm learning how to tell stories, how to create arcs, compelling plots, and I'm writing for hours right now." I mean, this guy, and we know his tenacity on the court and studying film and rehabbing and training, he had that same drive and that same tenacity when it came to content creation. And I think for me, as someone who's both a fan of sport and obviously doing this for a living, there's a lot of encouragement there, because it can get easy to think of things like, I can't go to the gym and put up shots. I can't, necessarily be running all the time or whatever. But there's a similar intensity that you can find in the craft of storytelling, in the art of marketing. And I think Kobe recognized that and pursued it similarly. The third thing that he did was publish confidently so that he could get feedback and iterate. This guy, he was obviously never shy, and he didn't allow inexperience to keep him from putting things out there. I mean, some of these were complete misses. Like, I don't know how many of you remember, but Kobe tried to be a rapper for a minute. Really bad. But it didn't stop him from trying and just not really caring what people had to think. He said about some of his early content efforts, "I got a lot of funny looks when I was first starting out. Most people thought I was depressed," which I think is like, man, why do you have to be depressed to be a marketer, to be a content creator? Why can't you just do that as a hobby? But he said most people thought I was depressed, but I knew I wanted to tell stories, and I just had to write in order to get better. Absolutely right. The next thing he did was pursue collaboration aggressively. One of the first people Kobe reached out to was famous director Glenn Keane to work together. And it wasn't the first time he called Glenn that he said yes, but he continued to pursue him and go after him, and eventually got him as a partner. Same thing with the composer John Williams, who his music you've undoubtedly heard. And again, I feel like this is a thing where he was a rookie in their space, right? He was a novice. He was an amateur compared to these people who had been in the craft for a long time. But his commitment to the craft, and even like I can already hear people being like, "Well, he's Kobe. Like he had he was a celebrity." And yeah, that's true. But I'm sure there's a lot of celebrities who think about becoming content creators, think about becoming entrepreneurs, think about becoming marketers, whatever it is. And a lot of them end up fizzling out. A lot of them end up giving up. And Kobe, when he had to pursue these people, when he had to continue to go after this, he did so. And I think that's a great lesson for all of us. And the last thing I'd just say about him, and let me just caveat all of this. I should have said at the beginning, I wasn't really a Kobe fan as a player. I mean, I liked him okay, but he's from Philadelphia. He always kind of like trashed Philly verbally when he was during his playing career. He changed some of that afterwards, but so this isn't coming from like a Kobe homer. This is just, I respect what he did off the court as a storyteller, as a content creator. The last thing that he did and that I appreciate so much was just he had a true love of the craft. And I think that was his unfair advantage across basketball, across content, whatever it might be. When he found something that he was going to commit to, he was completely dedicated. And he even said, I love the idea of creating content. I believe content can inspire people and give them something tangible that they can use in their own lives. I mean, that's why we're all doing this. That's why we all are in this space, whether that be because you believe you can affect the lives of a customer, the lives of a reader or listener, the lives of your employees. Like there's different people who you can affect through these mediums, but that is the same motive that drives each of us back to the creative table. And so just thought I'd share those. I was studying Kobe a little bit, found all that super interesting. Hopefully you will too. We'll see you back tomorrow.